Hello! We are here with Rick and Morty, the season 8, episode 5 review. So we start this off with Rick and Morty just flying in space and they listen to a podcast, take some shots at podcasts, because everyone's got a podcast now. And they eventually find a ship which has, I believe they say hypercoal is what it's called, and Rick's like, that's really rare, I want to see if we can steal it. So while they are, gonna go and steal it, Rick tries to like blow up the vault it's in, but Morty's like, no, we're not gonna blow up the vault, Rick. They have a fight. Their explosives explode, and they're like, crap. The ship's like, oh, there's been a bad thing. We're gonna wake everyone who's in stasis up because the entire crew is in the stasis pods. So Rick and Morty hide in some empty stasis pods that have bones in them. So apparently the people who are in those pods are now dead. So after that, we then have Rick and Morty doing a case of mistaken identity, where Rick is thought to be a kid called Jimmy, who was like 11, and now he has to pretend that, something was wrong with the stasis and Jimmy aged. And then Morty is a janitor cleaner guy. So they kind of swapped and were in the wrong place, right? It's real fun. It's real fun to see Rick with these parents think that he's their son, and Rick is actually feels bad about these parents and all that type of stuff. That's fun. Morty accidentally incites a rebellion with the lower class because they're separated by working class and then the rich. So it's funny to see Morty he doesn't mean to do it, but he accidentally incites our insurrection. He's like, oh no. So Rick, as the kid, is gonna have a ceremony where he becomes an adult in the eyes of these people's culture and all that type of stuff. And during that ceremony is when all the cleaners rise up against the rich. There is a line here where once Rick and Morty do enter the vault, and everyone's like, and everyone thinks they've stolen everything, because once they actually enter the vault, it turns out that everything's gone, right? None of their money or hyper coal is even there in the first place, and all of them see this, and they think Rick and Morty worked together to pit them against each other. They even say, I can't believe it. Who would ever manipulate the working class to attack the rich so that way they could hide from their own misdeeds? And I'm like, very topical, huh? But it turns out that Jimmy, the real Jimmy, and the janitor that Morty's supposed to be, worked together to steal all the money, and then a big space race ensues to find Jimmy and the janitor and get the money. Big space race ensues. It ends up with the two parents, Jimmy's two parents, find him. They get some money. Rick eventually puts everyone back into stasis with compliance chips. That was a big thing, which was the working class had compliance chips where they couldn't badmouth the rich or they get shocked. Rick fits everyone with compliance chips, and if they say anything bad about each other, like the rich start calling the working class, filthy scum or whatever, you get his zap. But if the working class called the rich entitled, they get his zap, right? And it's really funny to see, these parents are we've only known you for 2 days, but you were you were a much better son than the one we had. And Rick's like, yeah, and you were really good parents. And it ends with Rick and Morty flying away, and Rick has a picture that he and the parents took where they have funny mustaches on and all that stuff, and Rick's just sad. So that also makes you wonder, what was Rick's life like with his family? Were his parents not good? Did he have bad parents? Who knows? And then it ends with Rick and Morty finding another stasis ship, this time a medical one, and Rick's like, hey, they got good drugs. And Morty's like, okay. So they just do it again. And that's the episode. No Smith family, and I'm fine with that. I'm really fine with that. I'm fine with us doing more just mission of the week things, a la previous Rick and Morty. This is fun. I'm fine with this because Rick is done with his mission of finding, Rick Prime. That's dead and done. So he doesn't really have a purpose. So this makes sense for me that it's just episodic. And Rick's trying to be nicer. And they do show that Rick isn't as much of a prick as he was. Because season 1 Rick would not have played along and gone on with this charade of pretending to be Jimmy and being this nice to the parents. He wouldn't have done that. But new Rick definitely would. So, yeah. I enjoy the episodic nature we got this season. So overall, I'm going to give this episode like a 7.5 and 8, I want to say, because I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really fun idea. Yeah, I got nothing more to say. It's just really, really fun. Is it better than episode 1? Because I still believe episode 1 is like really good. It might be tied for episode 1, I would say. I think that's where I'm going to go. I think I'm going to say this is tied with episode 1 as best of the season so far. But there we go. So at this point, we are halfway through the season. And so far, I think we got a pretty good season on our hands. Is it better than season 7? I don't know. We shall wait and see. This is already, though, I can tell you this season is so much better than the Rick and Morty anime that we had last year, which was not good. But anyway, what did you all think of the episode? Let me know in the comments down below, and I will see you guys all next time.